Cambridge live in the sunset. Hopefully we see a bit of sunset just behind me here. If you're watching on replay, make sure you hit that thumbs up and of course subscribe to us if you haven't already. I'm pretty much live here, of course, in Cambridge at Emmanuel Road. That's the name of the road, Emmanuel Road, and I'll just prove that point here. There you go, that's exactly where I'm starting today. Let's hope the signal holds out for us here, and some people may be familiar with the area here. It is kind of like a dicey area if you're walking around here, so do take extra care here. Welcome to the channel if you are just joining here. It is a solo here, and I thought I'd start from literally 5 minutes walk from the Drummer Street in Cambridge. That's where all the buses will actually end up going. Drummer Street is just around the corner. We may see a little bit of the Drummer Street a little bit later on as we walk towards this way here. I'm aiming to do at least 50 to an hour walk today, and I'll go slowly here, although I will try and go fast as well at the same time. But if anybody wants to comment and say hello in the chat, feel free to do so. Scott is tuned in. Hello to you, Scott. And yeah, he's one of many of the moderators, so welcome to the chat. Thank you very much for your first comment here live from Cambridge. And this is actually Parker's Piece, I believe, or actually Parker's Piece is down on that way. It's actually is it Christ's Pieces, I think, and it's actually a little green area which actually, you know, stretches all the way down towards the end of the road there, which I'm going to head to in just a minute. And over in that direction you can see there's a cafe over there. I'll zoom in just to prove that point. It's over there, and you've got Drummer Street just to the left there. And this is a bowling green. Very useful to know because, of course, in the summer lots of people seem to be playing bowling more in the summer when it's warmer, that kind of thing. So people do leave their cycles, as in bicycles, on the side here. So as I say, this is Emmanuel Road, something like that. But yeah, welcome to the stream here. Let's see if the signal takes us where we want to go. It may go a bit funny later on, we don't know yet. So this is one particular area where this bus is heading here. During sort of shutdown, there were bus stops here, and buses for social distancing could only basically stop here. But I think they have now changed it, and most of the buses are now going into the Drummer Street, which is the main bus station of Cambridge. It's one of the biggest bus stations I've ever come across. You can see lots of people out here today, and yeah, lots of benches where you can sit down. It's almost like a park kind of basis. Somebody's left their trolley there. Doesn't belong to me, but yeah, whoever it belongs to, I'm sure they're going to come and collect it one day. But yeah, this is the Cambridge 11 coming through, which basically comes in from Newmarket and Beresford Evans. You've got your park and ride bus there, just passing us there, and that was actually a electric bus there, which was quite useful to know. So heading up towards this way, it might be a familiar area here of Cambridge, which has been seen by many people that watch YouTube videos, and of course people often start in this direction over here, and of course just to the right there is a way you can get to the Grafton Centre, which is just to the right there. There are so many sort of buildings in Cambridge, and that is quite useful to see. So I'll try and walk all the way around into the centre and give you a view of the centre. Let's see if the signal holds out as well. I do like these trees. It's not often you see a bird nest here where birds probably lay their eggs. So here was actually temporary bus stops around this area, and hopefully we do more of Cambridge in the future. I'd like to go to what was requested yesterday on the Q&A, which was Colchester. See, again, this is a temporary bus stop. I don't know if it's in use at the moment. I don't believe any bus is actually stopping here at the moment. So, yeah, do correct me if I'm wrong here. So, welcome to the stream. If you are just tuning into touring with us, this is a solo tour here for those people who have never been to Cambridge in their entire lives, or actually seen Cambridge before, but this time on a different sort of camera. And of course you'll see a lot of buses coming through, even taxis here. Only buses and taxis allowed through here. I don't believe any cars allowed in here on that particular note. You can see for the sign itself, it tells you on there. And there's cameras everywhere. So that is the direction to the Grafton Centre, in that sort of direction. And it's a massive shopping centre, almost like the Grand Arcade. And it's changed over the years as well. So thank you very much for the first thumbs up. We aim to get at least about 5 thumbs up. We'll see how that goes. Yep, there's tennis courts just to the left over there. People can play tennis. I believe it's free of charge. But who would want to actually play tennis this time of year? It's a little bit on the chilly side. But there's bus stops on each side of the road and can be used for example, number 2 bus, which eventually goes on to Addenbrooke's. You can see just vaguely there the Addenbrooke sign on the bus there. And of course the busway uses these stops here from left to right. In the summertime, normally you will see people using this area as a picnic area, but at the moment you don't see anyone at all. There's a spire of a church over there. We might even get a chance to see that later on. We'll see how it goes. The temperature is a little bit on the freezing side, but recently when I went to Great Yarmouth, I would say that it wasn't too bad temperature, and it wasn't raining as well. So yeah, it was quite fascinating to get to Great Yarmouth even for 2 hours. So yeah, let's have a look on what's offer in Cambridge. Arts distribution service. You get all these notice boards here, and they are quite interesting to know about, and you've got information there if you need it. Email at this email, which is artsdistribution@cambridge.gov.uk. Our website is cambridge.gov.uk with the www next to it. So yep, all these kind of advertisements, sorry. So all these kind of things that you may need to want to know whilst you visit in Cambridge. The Museum Cambridge, and you've got the Canopy project as well, talking about the helping trees and all that kind of thing. All the useful stuff that you need to know is all there on these advertisement or advertisements. I can't say the word. It's advertisement boards. Absolutely. So that's where I've literally been walking here. I'm trying to do this live as best as I'm able to. Sometimes I do this on a sort of highlights version in case I make the odd mistake here and there. Yeah. You got a zebra crossing there. It's quite useful. So this is the Wesley Church centenary, 1913 to 2013. So that's quite useful to know about that. What we'll come to is a roundabout in just a moment. So we'll come to this roundabout, which of course can go north up to Arbury, and just to the right is the Midsummer Commons, which is a very much a historic area actually. There's some history attached to the Midsummer Commons, and I believe that a girl was murdered on that sort of area there many years ago, though. Some history attached to that, I believe. And I don't know if it was, I presume it was a girl, that's what I was told by historians. But let me know in the comments if you know any better than I do. But like I say, that field is also used for a fair, the Midsummer Common Fair, the Strawberry Fair in the past, and the circus also lies over in that direction as well. And you've got a lovely pub over there, which is mainly used in the summer, the Fort St George. And normally you'll see lots of people outside, but at this time of year, absolutely nothing. But there you go. But it is that time of year here in January. So welcome to the actual stream here. Welcome to Saturday the 15th of January 2022 here. Of course, the other side of the Wesley Church, massive church it is actually. It's quite a nice, unique church compared to a lot of churches in Cambridge. This is King Street we're coming up to now. Tell me if I am right. There used to be a pub in this area here. I can't remember actually what it's called. If anybody knows in the comments, let me know. I believe it was a downstairs pub. You know, you could literally walk down the steps and buy a beer, that kind of thing. But it looks like it's boarded up now. But yeah, looks like a very much historic building down here. And the other side of the Wesley Church here, which I've never seen before in my life, but now I have, and now I've showcased it to you. And by the way, that smoke here is coming out of that sort of chimney over there, just in case anyone's wanting to know. So yeah, King Street we are. I'll try and cross over here and be safe as well at the same time. Looks like this is a historic building here. I wonder what that symbolises. I don't know. Does anyone know in the comments? There you go. That's your proof on that. So still got the festive signs there. As we walk down these kind of paths here, which of course you'll see a lot in Cambridge actually, to say the least. Looks like a residential area just to the right here. It's been a while since I've actually been down this route here. And of course, yes, one of those kind of routes that it's not often I'll end up. But let's hope that we can get people enjoying the stream here, live here in Cambridge. And I think we probably missed the sunset. The sunset is over there, by the way. That kind of like tricked a lot of people, didn't it? But yeah, you thought you was going to get a sunset, but obviously it didn't happen. But of course we still see a little bit of sunset behind the buildings there on King Street. Now we're coming up to a pub here in this area here obviously crossing this bit here, coming out to a pub called the King Street Run. Okay, remember where you saw this? Definitely worth checking out. Apparently if you go in there, of course, you're bound to get a number from a lady, and then of course the lady forgets that they've given you the number. Well, how often do ladies give out the numbers on the first go? I don't think it's very often, but this is the King Street Run here. It's quite a nice actual pub here. It's got a dartboard there. You can see that for yourself there. Just to prove that point, somebody is playing darts. So it's kind of like an old-fashioned area here. I wonder how long these buildings have actually been here for. We'll find out when we return here again and do some more history on this area. But of course, like I say, when I bring another friend down here, or maybe someone involved with touring with us, then of course I would then walk with them and see what feeling they get inside. Don't know, it's very interesting. This is the Elf's restaurant here. I'm sure there used to be a restaurant where they had comedy upstairs. Do let me know in the comments what the original name was. I believe it's probably changed its name since. You've also got your Barton Cycles there. You've got the King Street Collective, which is quite useful to know about. People always park their cycles down here. Obviously they risk a lot of things down here, because you never know if you're going to get your tyre punctured. So that is another problem, isn't it? But of course they obviously hope that it won't happen like that. So like I say, you've got a hairdressing area there called Sammy's, Cambridge Strings, Soup Kebab House. Never seen that before, but yeah, it looks quite cool, doesn't it? The way it's actually an old-fashioned building, but of course a takeaway place as well. Now, the other pub here that I've come across is the Champion of Thames, and of course it is dedicated to those splendid something. I can't actually read that, so I'm gonna have to go closer and read what it says on here. It's quite useful to know all this. I think it says this house is dedicated to those fellows who make drinking a pleasure to reach contentment before. It's very hard to read that one. Capacity. Whatever the drink, can take it, enjoy it, and still remain gentlemen. Wow, amazing. So, yeah, this is one area that I remember, of course, Envision TV back in the day actually did some filming down here, but it was only a community small sort of project back in the day, because I was a radio host back in the day on that station, and I was the last one to air on that particular station as well. Strangely enough, but there you go. Stranger things happen in life. But yeah, this is a parking meter here, and it's got a location number, so that's quite useful to know, isn't it? So it's a coin machine here. Put your coins in there, and of course The controlled parking hours is 8:30 to 6:30. Hour maximum stay. But what it doesn't tell you is the price of what it is. I believe it's a ticket thing. It will tell you on the meter there. Pay by mobile. Right, okay. Now I know. And then you put your coins in there. Interesting. So a lot of buses, number 5 will come through here. Talk about buses, don't I? All these motorbikes down here. It's amazing, isn't it? So hit that thumbs up if you haven't already. It really does help the channel in a great, humongous way, if that's possible. So yeah, I'll try and speed up a little bit. Look at that. Charity shop. That's right. Ah, the Locker Cafe. That's the one I was looking for, actually. I believe that it still continues. That looks quite nice in there at the moment. It's called the Locker here. We are at King Street here in Cambridge. Welcome to the channel. If you're just joining us here, and the signal is going to be sort of stuttery a little bit, but let's hope it holds out for us for at least another 40 minutes or so. We'll see how it goes. I'll probably end up at the Regal in Cambridge today with my friends. Well, that looks quite sparkling, doesn't it? Let's see if we can get some thumbs up here. Thank you very much for spotting us here. Of course, K Payne is in the chat there. Good on. Let's catch up with some of the comments here. The live chat. When it comes up, we're having a bit of a problem with it. But she says basically good afternoon. And good afternoon to you back. Thank you very much indeed. I really do appreciate the comments that come through. This is King Street here in Cambridge. If you've not seen it before, I haven't been down here for quite some time actually, but of course it's nice to come back to areas that of course you haven't been for a long time. You've also got a post office just to the right there, quite useful. Thank you very much for joining us here live in Cambridge here. I've got to watch this step here because I could actually fall over. I don't really want to do that, don't really fancy doing that. Right, all the chats apparently are visible. Just trying to get all that up. I don't know what's happening, but yeah, saw those show chat. Is it going to come up? Having a problem with our chat system today, but yeah, please do repeat your message if you are one that has commented today. Thank you very much for coming on the show, the live show, for touring with us, and thank you very much for the second thumbs up. We really appreciate that, and we really appreciate your support here. This is the Brew House here. There's also one in, I think there's one in Bedford, in that sort of area, and very much similar to this. Getting interference. Oh, the chat's coming back up now, which is great news. Yeah, we're having problems with our chat. We do apologise about that. Normally speaking, the chat will come up and it will display for us. It's coming up now, in actual fact. There we go. I can actually click it now. Leonard says, hi, Nick. Thank you very much for that. And now I can read them. They're coming in now. Listening to you while at work, says Kay Payne. Oh, that's quite nice, actually. Thank you very much indeed. It really does help a lot. And I appreciate you tuning into us. Do let us know what the signal's like here. And I've actually got my hat on here. I look really, really freezing, don't I? Well, actually, it feels like my hand is in the freezer right this minute here as I'm holding the camera. But, yeah, I am going to walk further. I'm going to try and do this. You can see the number 5 there. Yeah, you've got to be careful where you're walking because you never know, you might get trampled on. So let's have a look at this Cambridge brew house here. I believe upstairs can be used for comedy and various other events. I don't know if they're holding them at the moment, but of course it'd be nice to know more information about that. But yeah, there you go, event spaces. It's quite useful to know. And it looks kind of like a nice little restaurant to go and have a socialising. You know, as most restaurants are now open here in this part of the UK, which is England, which is great news. Want to be friends? Join our club. Absolutely. There you go. Join one of our rooms for any occasions. Come and ask the Brew crew for info. Obviously, you can hire it out. They're talking about there. That's quite nice to know about. So there you go. Kingston. So that's just a bit of scaffolding there. Obviously, there's retail units to let.
Oh, I know I went down that way.
For early 2023. Wow. Obviously, you can buy them. If any business is interested, you've got to look literally both ways down here. And if I quickly walk over, I'll, of course, walk this way. I don't know what car is beeping at us there. That's the car that was beeping behind me, but not at me. And, of course, you get these kind of things down here. You get them a lot in Cambridge. And, of course, what I would say is that they are a scan code one. If you've got to scan on your phone. I've never literally used one of these. And I wouldn't tend to go on one. Do you know why? Because, you know, if I was to get my leg on one of those, it's just, you know, quite an experience for me. I'd end up falling over a lot of times. But there's a lot of them here. Almost like cycles there. Perhaps a cycle would be better for me, actually. But I presume you'd be able to adjust the seat as well. So I've not seen that in my hometown of Haverhill, but it'd be nice if I was to see something similar. But I don't think that's ever going to happen. But this is Liquor Loft and Restaurant here. Look at the painting there. Looks quite nice there from where I'm standing here. So yeah, I'll have to zoom back quickly, but yeah, it looks quite good. Enjoy. Is it called Stolen actually? But yeah, I can't actually read it from here, but it looks fascinating. If I go closer, sourdough and grill. There you go. Closer look there. Looks like a posh little place to go to. Come on in, it says, and this is the menu here. Some of the prices, £11. Larger plates. You're talking about £14 to £13 or £13 to £14. It's quite fascinating, to be honest with you. And you can get salads and all those kind of things. Fries is not too bad price, £3. That's probably what I would have for sides. You get stolen burger. A stolen burger. £17? Goodness me. And small dishes for £5.95 there. Starters to share. And you've even got vegan now. Looks very Christmassy, doesn't it? So that's this restaurant here. It does look quite nice if you was to take your friend there. But look at the kind of style it is. Look at the art, sort of graffiti kind of thing, or the artwork to these kind of buildings here, which is quite nice to look at. It's quite sort of a relaxing place to go. It does actually say stolen, which is quite fascinating to be honest with you. And that's what it looks like inside from here. So there you go. Some clothes shops down here if anyone likes to be interested in that kind of stuff. I always come across this building here and never know what it is. So it's quite fascinating, to be honest with you. We hope to do more Cambridge stuff in the future, and I do hope when it warms up we'll be able to do that a bit more often. Although we are doing it live now in living colour, and of course it's just nice to bring some extra guests with you, having a look around at like what I'm doing now. This is where we are now, just in case you're wondering. I came down, well, I started from here. It's actually Emmanuel Road, I'm right about that, down here. And I cut across here and then went all the way around here down to this area here of King Street. I'm hoping to end up here and show you a bit of the city centre. Hopefully the signal won't phase out. Lion's Yard is there and the Grand Arcade is just there. So the Lion Yard is part of the actual Grand Arcade, in case you probably didn't know that. So Crisis Pieces I was absolutely spot on with. Midsummer Commons I was showing you in the distance, and Jesus Green is that way, which we'll probably showcase at another stage, and that'll be a longer walk. And you've got Elm Street here, because I think it's the Elm Pub which is nearby, Orchard Street, Elm Street, Victoria Street and Parker Street and Parkside, which is not far from the police station of Cambridge, which is just literally there, and the fire station as well. And this is Parker's Piece, which has held a lot of events like the big weekend bash. I don't know if that's going to return this year, but of course hopefully it does in the future, because it's a massive event. Also the winter fair was there, you know, the ice rink kind of thing. That's where some videographers have been. So I'm hoping to end up sort of, yeah, because I'm actually here now, down here. And then, of course, I'll walk towards this way and then probably end it somewhere down in this area. That's my aim, but, of course, you know, it's only an aim or a plan, if you like. And it's got all the details here of the actual map itself. It's in a grid, as you can see. You probably haven't noticed that, but it is. And you've got all these colleges here, by the way. Christ's College, Clare College, yeah, Clare College, Corpus Christi College, Darwin College, Downing College, Emmanuel College, and you've got Gonville and Chaos College. All of these I've never heard of. And, of course, even though I know Cambridge quite well, Hughes Hall, Jesus College, King's College and Chapel, which is quite a famous one, and Lucy Cavendish College, Magdalen College, Newnham College, and you also got Pembroke College, Peterhouse, Queen's College, St Catherine's College, St Edmund's College, St John's College, Sydney Sussex College, Trinity College and Trinity Hall. Of course, you've got your university buildings there. So there's quite a lot of list of colleges around the city itself. Can you count them in total? Have they missed any out? That's the question. So anyway, let's walk down this way here. It's getting dark now, so I'm going to have to move on very swiftly and quickly. So yeah, taxis are going through here. I think cars are as well. But yeah, there's some shops outside here that I have not yet discovered. This is the end of King Street here. So new showroom coming soon. Of course, when we come along here again, this could well be updated. So yeah, great stuff here. Now, as far as I'm aware, this has always been a coffee shop, and I'm glad it's still open as a coffee shop. Hot and cold drinks. Can anyone remember what it used to be back in the day? I'm sure it's got some history attached to that. The cafe and bar, and I do remember sitting in there with an old friend of mine here in Cambridge many years ago. So I believe, looks like to me, that Miller's has closed down. This is where Miller's used to be, but probably there is part of Miller's that is still around. This used to be the other shop of Miller's, and it's no longer there. But yeah, I'm glad this is a kind of like a restaurant cafe, and it is open. I should remember that when I want to have a nice warm coffee somewhere. It looks pretty nice, doesn't it? From where I'm standing here. 3 thumbs up. We've nearly made it to 5. It's really, really a bonus for those people who have supported the channel and made the thumbs up what they are. It's absolutely brilliant. So I can't thank you so much for that. You didn't have to do it, but of course we do appreciate it. We do. Of course, you've got these pianos you can test out and try out. Just imagine having one of those in your living room. You've got to have the big space to have all these. But yeah, this is what's left of Miller's now. You've still got instruments and all that kind of thing. Massive pianos here, worth a lot of money. But yeah, I wonder what the prices are of these. It'll probably tell you here. And of course, that is the price. Or maybe it's not actually, it's that one. £11,500 there just for that alone. A lot of money. But here you go. I don't think I'd ever be one of those. But yeah, this is now a closed shop here. I believe it used to be, of course, a lot of music, as in musical instruments down here. I think they've changed it over the years. It's a long time since I've been down here. Obviously, you've got your benches, lanterns. That's my gimmick. I always go to look for a lantern. It shines up beautifully. Acting in the Lion and the Witch and the Wardrobe. Do you remember the lanterns? Yeah, which is a play, or actually a book written by John J. Lewis, something like that. Yeah, something with the name of Lewis on it anyway. And it's a nice looking tree here. So we're heading down towards this way here. And looks like it is a mirror shop here. I wonder if there's any magical tricks in here. Mirror tricks, all those kind of things. But yeah, it's amazing what you find in the city here of Cambridge. Well, it's almost to me like London to me. So yeah, still got those Christmas things up at the moment, but they're not lit up at the moment because it's past Christmas. So Cambridge leather bags there. Definitely worth checking out there. So if anybody wants to say hi in the chat, feel free to do so. The normal people that are in the chat here, Leonard is in the chat from Enfield, says hi Nick, and Kay Payne earlier said, good afternoon, listening to you while at work. Thank you very much, we do appreciate that. A shop called the Jewels there, the Crown Jewels, is it? It's a clothes shop, by the way, just in case you're wondering. And you've got the most expensive shoe shop ever here. Just imagine wearing one of those. I'd rather get mine from Shoe Save. Although, of course, saying that, some of the shoes from cheaper areas don't last long as you might well think, but sometimes they do. Depends what you buy. You've got a sign saying, of course, the Baxham River, 9 minutes walk, the Great St Mary's 4 minutes, and the Market Square 3 minutes. Tourist Information Centre is 5 minutes away from here, and the Quayside and River is 5 minutes from here, and the Round Church, which is up to the right there, 3 minutes from here. So yeah, most people will be familiar with this area here. I wonder what it says on there. Of course, welcome to Sussex Street. That's where we are. That's the clothes shop down here. Wow, amazing that you're all tuned in here. Thank you so much. If anybody wants to say hi in the chat, feel free to do so. We appreciate those people who are tuned in to the Q&A, which we'll probably do on a 2-week basis. That's what we decided to do. I believe there was a nightclub here. I don't know if it's still there, the Vinyl. And that's the gates to it. Looking very, very artistic on that sort of front. Waterstone's bookshop here. Worth checking out. Coffee, tea, cake and lunch in there. Wow. I believe they probably got a cafe. Everywhere you go in Cambridge, there is a cafe. So, hopefully we'll be doing more Cambridge, as I repeat once more for the people tuning in, yet again more as it gets warmer and with more people coming around. Of course, the Urban Outfitters, another clothes shop here. There's plenty of clothes shops, but of course there's also cafes, all sorts of things going on here, and lots of people around. And it's almost like the busiest area of Cambridge, and it is actually on a Saturday. And Itsu, which of course they do soups, sushi, rice bowls and hot noodles and gyoza, whatever that is, and of course Asian salads. Absolutely brilliant. So there you go. Let us know if the signal's okay. Please do let us know. I'd like to hear from people that, of course, is experiencing a good signal, because it's very key to know that. Is the signal okay where you're watching? Because I can't watch it on full screen. I've only got the facility of a small screen, so I can only, rely on you lot to help me out on that one. The audience that is watching right now here. Obviously, I'll go as far as I can go today. I've been going for at least about 43 minutes now. It's nearly an hour, but I won't go any more than an hour today, because I felt like I've done quite a lot today. But yeah, if you're watching just now or just tuned in, this is Touring With Us with Nick Coffey, live from Cambridge, or the city centre of Cambridge. So hello to everybody watching right this minute here. Let us know what you're watching on, whether you're watching on tablet. Of course, are you watching on your phones, mobiles, tablets, TV screens, full wide screens? I don't know what you have these days, but of course, let us know what you are watching on as we continue down this route here. This is Cafe Nero, something that my own hometown doesn't have, apart from Costa Coffee, which is Cafe Nero. There's a lot of them in Cambridge. There's quite a few, actually. I think there's 2 as far as I know, unless I'm mistaken by that. But yeah, another clothes shop down here is called Size here. Wonder if they got any size for me. I think it's more a shoe shop than a clothes shop. Part of a clove. So Cafe Nero looks fantastic. Looks quite busy as well. Yeah, this is probably a busy part of the Saturday. Another reason why I would probably want to end the stream very shortly, because I want to get into a certain area before it doesn't allow me to have a seat. This is Pret a Manger, the only one probably in Cambridge now. There used to be another one on the other side, which you may see in just a minute. They've got an upstairs to it. So, yeah, you can buy sandwiches, and it's pretty much a cafe, really. This used to be a betting shop back in the day of Ladbrokes. I think there's only one Ladbrokes in Cambridge now, but of course they've been taken over by coffee shops. Costa Coffee is one of them. And first of all, you come across Tortilla. Looks quite a nice area to check out. I wonder what they sell down here. Looks quite good. So that's the sort of thing that you can actually buy. And those are the prices. Oh, you can buy a portion of chips as well to go with it. Oh, different types of chips though. Yeah, this is, you might be familiar with this area because there's one at the Cambridge Leisure Centre, the other side of Cambridge. And this is Five Guys. You can see that for yourself. We've come across it now. I believe it's quite expensive. You're talking about £20 for at least a meal. But definitely worth it for a one-off treat, because you can have a drink, as in a cola drink, all day long, but they don't do tea and coffee in here. Just be aware of that. If you want tea and coffee, because this is the Costa Coffee. And here you see lit up already. This is the main market of Cambridge. And this is the great St Mary's big church in the middle of the city centre of Cambridge. This is Franco Manca. And it is a bread place. Of course, I believe they do pizzas and those kind of things. But it looks quite good how they do it all, doesn't it? You can actually see for yourself, get an idea how they're doing it. So it says here, yes, I was right, pizza, as in sourdough pizzas. Quite a familiar name, as of course I showed you a restaurant earlier in King Street in Cambridge, and this used to be a restaurant before. I believe it was a bread shop before this, but yeah, I can remember queues coming up to this area here. Just quickly show you McDonald's down here before we go. If you ever want McDonald's down at Hills Crescent, or Rhodes Crescent actually it's called, you'll actually see McDonald's just down here. I won't go down further because usually there's beggars down there. So yeah, just to watch out for that when you come down to this area. And the signal could well go dodge at any time. So that's McDonald's just down to the right there. You'll see the McDonald's sign over there. You can see it from my zoom in there. And it has an upstairs there. And it's all based on apps. And of course you can use the cash counter as well. And if you have any, I would say, McDonald's vouchers, you can still use them, apparently, to get rid of them. But yeah, absolutely brilliant. So thank you very much for joining us. It really, really does help boost the channel. I know we probably haven't made 5 thumbs up, but of course, we appreciate 3 thumbs up. It really, really means a lot to us. And thank you so much for everyone tuned in wherever you're watching. And some people often see our lives and spot me in Hayfield somewhere, because that's always seems to be the case. And sometimes people spot me in Cambridge, because I'm over in Cambridge quite a lot. So yeah, looks like everyone's really live and kicking. And hardly anyone is dying here, which is good. And they're all going about their business the normal way. So yeah, this is where you would expect to see the main market area, just behind these vans here. they're probably packing up now. But anyway, you do get these kind of businessmen around here, because Cambridge is known for that, for a lot of business around here, so you can expect to see that. So let's walk through here. So they're just about to pack up here as I walk past this area, and in about 10 minutes time or so I'll be finishing this live anyway. So yeah, if you want to still stay with us, feel free to do so. Stay with the one you're on. I don't know what these vans are parked here for, but of course I believe there's a reason for all that. Maybe packing away the market. That's what they do each day. It's quite useful to know that. 4 thumbs up. Oh, we really didn't think we'll get that, but that's really, really good. Thank you so much for that. Whoever done that. So it looks like that's where they pack all the sort of stuff away, and that's great. Well, I do hope that you found this live quite useful for those people who've never been to Cambridge or have been to Cambridge and haven't seen the latest of it, because latest things do prop up. And this is Petty Curry here that we're at here. Now, I don't know how long Snowy Far has been put up here, and it's quite astonishing to how long that's been put up here. And often people take photographs in the summer of that very monument there, and it is a fascinating monument. Fascinating for the reason of, I don't know, you know, how and why it's been there for a long time. So if anybody knows in the comments, do let me know. 5 thumbs up, we've done it, and that is just amazing, and that has really chuffed me to bits. Absolutely brilliant. So yeah, who knows where we're going to be spotted next. So yeah, this is the Yo Sushi here, just to the right here. Bookings are open. You can actually sit outside here in a nice warm here. I've never literally done it, but of course it looks quite place to sit. And these are the actual prices of this restaurant here, which is called the Station or the Station Restaurant, which is just there here. Okay, 6 thumbs up. That's amazing. Thank you very much. We've done it, and we appreciate that. Thank you so much. Whoever's done that, you're still probably watching and loving the show. So yeah, we're talking prices of £11 to £12 here for pasta and all that kind of thing. All those kind of wonderful things that you can actually buy. And you can take a look at the samples there. And I believe the inside goes down into those stairs down in that direction. I've never been in it myself, but do let me know if you are one of those that have actually been in there. And I'm quite really pleased and chuffed to bits that the signal has stayed with us. Maybe it's sometimes the battery, because if the battery goes, the signal will go. Maybe I'm just talking about, you know, when the signal goes a bit strange. Sometimes it does in certain places. So we know we won't go down in that direction because the signal may go a bit dodge. And since Bury, actually, funny enough, the signal has been okay. I'm quite sort of happy with that, really. Timberland close shop here just to the right. And of course, we're coming up to the Lion's Yard there. There used to be a lion there, you know, a monument of a lion, but I don't think that's there now. You'll see it from this end here. I won't go in today, but if you want to check out the Christmas videos that I've done, if you haven't already, I know it's a bit late for Christmas, but of course, if you like Christmas all year round, then of course there is a video that I've done exclusively in the Grand Arcade when it was a little bit more quieter. So yeah, it's because I don't want to film people. You see lots of people coming out of it there. So that is heading towards the Lions Yard, live here in Cambridge. Absolutely brilliant. So thank you very much everybody that has supported the stream today. I know it's always quiet when I first start these streams here, but I started at Emmanuel Road, which is literally 5-minute walk from the Drummer Street bus station. So the pharmacy is just to the right there, and you've got more clothes on. It seems to be a lot around Cambridge, but of course we'll show more of the buildings next time round. We're just getting a feel of the place here. The energy is just so great, although it is a little bit on the freezing side. At least I can stay in the warm a little bit, but the signal is actually a bit strange, so I'll actually move out for a bit. You've got Nationwide Building Society there, free cash machine there. The signal's going a bit strange here. We do apologise about that. So I'll just move around here. Obviously, there's a free cash machine there if you want to use it. This is where Pret-a-Manger, as I spoke about on the other side, if you rewind, then you'll know what I'm talking about. The Pret-a-Manger used to be on this side here. Talking about Cambridge, as in Cambridge United. I believe there is a full-time result. Lincoln City 0, Cambridge United 1. So that I can tell you if you're into your football. So, yeah. Kanya Mugariu. So, yeah, it's another sort of cafe here where you can buy numerous kind of food there, which is good. Something to look out for. So, yeah, Pret-a-Manger used to be that building there, in actual fact. So, yeah, there's lots of types of food that you can actually buy here. So it's worth checking out, basically. So, Real Eating Co. Another coffee shop here. Do we have too many coffee shops around? Lovely flowers to look at as well. Dotted around the city itself. This is where NatWest is, free cash machine there. You'll find a lot of city cash machines, as in cash machines, are still available to use at the moment. This is the new building of NatWest. It used to be a coffee shop, actually, if you remember rightly. That's what it looks like. Well, there's not a lot to see, but of course, yeah, looks quite nice as a bank inside there, doesn't it? See more of it there. So thank you very much everybody for enjoying the stream today. I think I'm going to have to leave it here, but of course, yeah, if you ever go into this Lloyds Bank, just to let everyone know, it is one of the massive banks and it is quite nice to look inside. It's not often you see a really posh bank, but of course when you go inside it really is massive. But yeah, a huge thank you very much for watching, and don't forget, if you haven't already subscribed to us, feel free to do so. And remember, your support, just buy a warm coffee or something like that, either at a Spoons or in a cafe. It doesn't matter which way you do it. Preferably on an app would be great, you know, an app of Witherspoons, or Spoons if you like to call it. It's been coffee here, as I usually say on my streams. Julian Spoons is normally with me, but he's taken a day off, and I don't blame him. But yeah, if you want to support us in any way, and should you do that, you'll be entered within a draw to win a Touring With Us mug to take away and give to your families, or keep it yourself. Yep, we've already had winners on the Q&A recently, so from myself here, on behalf of Touring With Us team, a huge thank you very much for watching, and we'll leave you with the night view here from this spot here, just outside the NatWest Bank here of Cambridge, next to the big church, which is just behind me now. From myself, Nick Coffey, on behalf of touring with us, we'll see you next time, hopefully, all being well. Another full-time result coming from Norwich, who won 2-1 against Everton today, for those football fans out there. Thank you for watching, and of course, till next time, wherever you may be, I'm sure you'll catch us soon.